Hello students, welcome you all on YourPedia. So my dear students, if you are preparing for design and patenting exam, this side Mukesh sir from Computer Science department going to describe or explain a very important topic or very important problem which you may face in your upcoming exam. This topic or this problem is from the subject database management system, and the problem statement is define normalization, or I can say define different normal form. Here we have to discuss 1NF, 2NF, 3NF and bcnf. So you may face this problem in section C or in section D because it's somewhat lengthy problem. So start with the problem. First we have to discuss what is 1NF, 2NF, 3NF and bcnf. See my dear students, why we go for normalization? What is the use of these normal forms? As we know, whenever we are merging two or more independent table in a single table, then there is a chance of redundancy. And if my table contain redundancy, then the first disadvantage is memory wastage. Then we have insertion, deletion and updation problems. So to remove these redundancy, I am trying to split my relation, and at the level by level, whenever I am going to splitting, the redundancy becomes less. Fine. So my goal is to reduce the redundancy. For that I am just go for normalization. So we have different forms of normalization, that is 1NF, 2NF, 3NF and bcnf. They have their some level of redundancies. They have some constraints, so that particular type of redundancy should not be there. So start with 1NF. So my dear students, what 1NF says, it says that all the attribute, must be atomic. It means no attribute should be, or I can say no attribute in R. No attribute in R is multivalued. So if my relation have all the attribute atomic in nature, then I can say my relation is in first normal form. So go with what do you mean by multi-valued attribute. Suppose we have example, we have a student table in which one attribute is SID, second attribute is SName and the next attribute is course name, the course name in which the respective student is enrolled. So if I put some data like this, see, student S1 having name A, enrolled in C or C++ course. Student S2 and having name B, enrolled in DB and Java. So I can see here that, so the attribute CName, for a particular record, CName attribute has multiple values. So this type of attribute is called multi-valued attribute. And 1NF says that there is no multi-valued attribute in my relation R. Fine. So that is the case of first normal form. Moving towards second normal form, what it says that first of all my relation should be in 1NF plus no partial dependency will be there. No partial dependency. No partial dependency exists in R. Now my task is to define what is partial dependency. No partial dependency exists in relation R. Fine. So talk about the term partial dependency. So I am just writing PD. What do you mean by partial dependency? See, my dear students, if we have alpha, there is a structure of FDs in which left hand side is alpha and right hand side is beta. Fine. We know that how we can write the FDs. Left hand side is set of attribute, right hand side is also set of attribute, in between a arrow. It means alpha uniquely determine beta, or beta is determined uniquely by alpha. That is the term called FD, functional dependency. See, what partial dependency says, if we have left hand side alpha, right hand side beta, and if, keep in mind my dear students, and if left hand side, that is alpha, is proper subset of key, or I can say primary key. If alpha is proper subset of primary key, and the condition, keep in mind, and beta is non-prime attribute, then this type of FD is called partial dependency, and 2NF says no such dependency exists in my relation R. If there is no partial dependency and my relation already in 1NF, then I can say yes, now my relation is in 2NF or second normal form. Moving towards the next term, that is 3NF. 3NF. What 3NF says? It says that first of all my relation should be in 2NF. It means all the values, all the attributes are atomic in nature, as well as no partial dependency will be there. Plus it says that no transitive dependency exists in R. No transitive dependency exists in R. In that case, that relation will be in 3NF. Now again I have to describe what do you mean by transitive dependency. See, my dear students, again I am just taking about alpha uniquely determined beta FD. Fine. Now if I say that this FD is transitive dependency FD, so in that case I am saying that it is not a primary key. If alpha is not a primary key and beta is not a prime attribute, it means it will be a non-prime attribute. In that case, that FD is called transitive dependency, and in 3NF this dependency will not be there. Fine, my dear students. So the alternate definition of 3NF is, I can say, first of all my relation will be in 2NF, plus if we have a FD in my relation alpha determine beta, then alpha should be a key, or because if I negate, see my dear students, if I negate the things, if I negate this dependency FDs, so what it means? Not a key means it should be a key, and means, or not a prime means prime attribute. So that thing I am going to write here. So if alpha is either key, or I can say primary key, or beta is prime attribute, in that case that relation is in 3NF. Fine, my dear students. Now next term is BCNF. BCNF. What BCNF says? It says that first of all my relation is in 3NF. It means my relation contains no multivalued attribute, plus no partial dependency, plus no transitive dependency. Then that relation is in 3NF. Plus plus additionally it says that if alpha determine beta, if alpha determine beta is a FD, then alpha should be primary key. Alpha should be a primary key. Fine. So if this is the structure of all the FDs, then I can say my relation is in BCNF. So my dear students, if you want the theory of this part, so how you have to describe step by step procedure or step by step 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, BCNF with example, you can download that PDF from YourPedia.in URL. Fine, my dear students. So again, my dear students, DBMS is one of the important subject, and whatever the question we already discussed, that is the normalization 1NF, 2NF, 3NF and BCNF, that is very important in terms of the upcoming exams. And my dear students, if you want to prepare for the technical part for CGPDTM exam, then you can join our dedicated batch which is going on in live. So you can join, and if you have any query related to this exam, you can reach out to YourPedia.in. Thank you so much.